Another, Yanis Scarecrow din komoma or the echo deep my the history about the character Kutuka. Any the Jumedia would ye any quiet nam so ni din betoy airport so and we got that education. Ebia, you know the name Kutuka. Survivor. Hey, official survivor. I see you. Survivor, I've seen your reaction. I've seen your reaction. Nora Scarecrow, the echo deep history. And my who the character Kutuka nipa na oye. The Juma no die. Rule and I said, Quine nam soma or mofa so a two penny Kwame Nkrumah. Emma Okofa or penny Ankra bar back. In fact, it was a very deep, insightful conversation. Oko the Nation's Anchor TV on YouTube CCR is there live. You can go and listen to the history. Say the bear, baby bisa said that. I then almost say D man. I then almost say D could to kind free Ghana airport no so no what to me and be a catcher. Okay, there will be uncle miseducating. No, there will be uncle man wrong information. And then many opening can say DJ Fuad and so I bet see I'll be joining me very soon. DJ Fuad be joining me very soon. Na ye din komo na before that no me sa kan krata bi wa ha say ya press statement renaming Kotoka International Airport a misplaced priority Ghana must firmly reject. So this press statement is coming from the Republic of Ghana voter representatives. The Mensa Omu issued this statement on the 4th of February 2026. Enti ade no take it take it twist be back conversation ni nyinam. Samobeka ya the minority leader in parliament honorable Afenyo Marcus statement and I said the comment I will make here about this whole issue no ono no fan issue ono no addressing issue no with, from a tribal perspective or addressing issue no from a tribal perspective and no what say at the end of Voltarians shatna why higher may the only Voltarians name on a big monument to be ye ni dear free so in other words Kutuka is a Voltarian and for that matter Voltarians shouldn't sit down and watch for Kutuka's name to be taken off from Ghana's airport. That is the commenter minority leader honorable Afenyo Markins Emeki. Enti adiachi statement ya release and as a statement abeka ye mu biensa mame fanto so na mo hwe na mo ankase bia makotete baby na me amakotro bibi beka ya kire mo. Let me see, I think I have it here. Okay. Enti na me da to screen so no. So here Republic of Ghana voter representative. Now, okay, press statement now. Also renaming Kotoka International Airport a misplaced priority Ghana must firmly reject. Is this actually coming from the voter region? Where actually is it coming from? The voter representative, and I said the voter representative, no, omo ye here for anti yenyina yebebobo ni ahade. As I have taken note of reports indicating the intention of majority leader through the Ministry of Transport to introduce a bill in Parliament seeking to rename Kotoka International Airport as Accra International Airport. As Voter Regional Commissioner to the National Development Planning Commission, I must state clearly and firmly that this proposal represents a misplaced policy priority and must be resisted in the national interest. The third paragraph say, in the course of my work, I traveled across different regions of the world and passed through many international airports. A consistent global practice is evident. Airports are often named after individual statesmen, reformers, and heroic citizens, not as casual symbolism, but to reflect history, identity, and national purpose. These names have not hindered efficiency, competitiveness, or global recognition. On the contrary, they coexist seamlessly with world-class performance. The last paragraph, or say, international airports are merely symbols. They are strategic economic assets. Their value is determined by efficiency, safety, connectivity, cost of competitiveness, competitiveness, cargo capacity, and their ability to attract airlines, trade, tourism, and investment. A change in name does not improve operational performance, reduce costs, expand routes, or increase passenger or cargo volumes. It delivers no measurable economic benefit. So me kind of toss me no letter no e wakakranti nyabotre. Second one in and I'm to screen so no. Second one was the unavoidable policy question there remains: what national problem does this renaming solve? At a time of fiscal strain, rising public debt, and intense pressure on public investment, the absence of any clearly defined economic, operational, or financial justification makes this proposal deeply concerning. Renaming a major international airport is not cost-free. It requires parliamentary time, administrative capacity, and rebranding and system update expenses across global aviation, logistics, and digital platforms. Every CD and every unit of institutional focus devoted to change its capacity diverted from urgent priorities, improving safety systems, passenger experience, cargo handling, and positioning Accra as a competitive regional aviation hub. Letter now, why? Letter now, voter representatives are issuing a make kind of hasino. So make kind paragraph 3 of what you have on your screen now. Also, renaming a major international airport is not cost-free. It requires parliamentary time. 1. Administrative capacity. 2. And rebranding and system update expenses across global aviation, logistics, and digital platforms. Every CD and every unit of institutional focus devoted to symbolic change is capacity diverted from urgent priorities, improving safety systems, passenger experience, cargo handling, and positioning Accra as a competitive regional aviation hub. So, me call paragraph 4 now. Also, Kotoka International Airport is already firmly embedded in international aviation system. Stability and predictability are assets in global airport transport. Many countries deliberately retain long-established airport names while directing reform energy towards efficiency, service quality, and commercial competitiveness. Ghana should do the same. The last but one paragraph was this proposal also raises a wider governance concern. Public confidence is strengthened when government action is clearly aligned with national development priorities and sequenced according to urgency and impact. When initiatives of limited apparent economic value are advanced aimed far more pressing national challenges, citizens are right to question the seriousness of our policy focus. Last paragraph. Ghana's aviation sector requires reform that matters: lower operating costs, improved efficiency, expanded cargo and logistics capacity, and a coherent strategy to position Accra as a true West African hub. These are the interventions that generate growth, job, and foreign exchange, not cosmetic renaming exercise. Fantastic. Abusia, mepamito da mekaya no mate emuda ho. Ana misi subio. You are once again welcome. Please don't stop liking, keep on liking. Da mekaya no emuda ho. Ana misi subio. What you say? Letter no some letter nim and some letter nim. Press statement na maka sisi and some na anything na matena se enyina ye ba bebobo ho na ya hwade woni letter no woni statement no ya adwene press release na aba no woni ne ya adwene ana say na wofa no Savior Kwadwo Mensa, you are welcome. I see you. If I join me, go ahead and keep on liking the video enipa trepe na ahye, we can do better, okay? Enora, we did better today, we can do best. Good, better, best. Ubetimi ahye more. Umoja, Jama, I see you, Jama, you're welcome. Eti mesramo momo modena Savior Kwadwo reposted. I see you. Bosoma Koma, you are here. Na who say Umoja nso I share the live with more than 5 friends. Alonso nso I share. Alonso, thank you for sharing. The sharing is very important. Enti awo ha ne say it's worth listening. Tina awo ha. So I think say once a worth listening no same as a worth sharing. So you are welcome to share. And common ne say Kotoka International Airport. Say asama ni muso say yenyi din Kotoka no free airport no so. Because abakwasem kire say opani Kotoka no enora mo join a conversation no. Abakwasem kire say opani Kotoka no wan sheda amwa o man Ghana enkan ko ewo kwan bia so chinchini bia nyese bia wa anya hwe kura o. At least he was an army general and say he was a military man. And he was a military man there. Definitely he is into service of Ghana. But Sabia, to the extent of putting his name on our international airport, the entrance into the country there, do that level, no, at least, Nikuro Mufuaye statue be a man, fine. I think the whole way and answer him. Or my statue a man, at least statue in the Uko Nikroma, or my statue a man, which is fine. At least, a non qua, at least, can so that statue picture no hefa. Oh. Maybe any. And that's what now we're uko ni kruma or my statue kama mana chese. Nye statue ketwa chese. Uko do ni kruma boho say chabam. And at least it's not bad. But say the whole Ghana's international airport nidi da ho. Eti ekoba say afi ebinumu asori say yenyi di ni free so. Na we say yekoya chi eko back to history na yekohwe Kotoka no kra we ye hwan na dwuma die ben na dwuma ben no di ye wo Ghana enkan kom eye den na ne di be wie airport so na di enti na ebinum enso emfo aso a mpese yi di ni free ho enora e di san komo no ukọ the Nation Sanko TV on YouTube a video ne da ho ubetimi ate ase na mom se me summarize na ni nyina ne se opani Kotoka no opani bia na efre no Ankra na omu nyina wo Ghana Army General Ankra no ya Army General na opani Kwame Nkrumah mampani na informant ana information ekoka opani Kwame Nkrumah say army for no military men no omu kululu ne kalala bi koso ho omu bopo bi pese etu firi ade so enti information ne koka opani Kwame Nkrumah nsa no sajo for Kwame Nkrumah nsa no ana ofra Army General no eka che ne say wo you hu adi na fa opposition fa odibira to na kopa ba bitina se epo na mo bo afa me ho de a ene wankasa yi hu adi ene ene ye opani Ankra no ye man no ye logo no ye logo na se opani osajo foma oja ni dibia to ho kopa akiri ba bitina ye eno anso wa still nipa boni fo aboni wo mutiri wa mayo madwinso mbedi boni de ombedi to motoko so hye ya ema ekoso ma ye no krese po ana omo bo so pese omutu opani osaje fofira konya so no omo succeed ye Kotoka we papa Kotoka yi na odi mu tintiman a enam so ma yetu Kwame Nkrumah efiri ade so yetu Kwame Nkrumah efiri ade so no ana pani Kotoka we ebe ye pani a na nka wo kwan se bia ono etena so di ade na nka wo general but one tena so ana oto nsa frɛ Ankra na opani Kwame Nkrumah osaje foma a ode ne dibia to ho no Kotoka yi to nsa frɛ Ankra no say Ankra wo de wo ye pani why Army General che experience etifa we experience no bra na fra be lead oman no ye tu Kwame Nkrumah firi ho etibra na betena kunya no so na bebu oman no ana ode Ankra ne baaye eti de ma Kotoka Ankra be do no ne say enka obi anka yayi na free park ne so ya substitute no na captain wo say wo lead team no wasa nya adwene pa bi say de yayi na free park no so no still wasa amra because our experience in no de akwanya sai ma no ena ma Ankra benya odobi edema Kotoka na eno anso ha asrafoɔ ni binom nso a na ɔmo nso mfoa de asie no ɛso a ɔmo nso ka ɔmo ho bɔ mu ɛyɛ sɛ ɔmo nso ɛbɛte atua na sɛ ɛbɛsɔre ɔmo a ayɛ cool no so ɛnenamu ama ɔmo nso ɛbɛsɔre so ɛbɛyɛ betutu anamo ahodoɔ a ɛnum na ɔmo de cool ɔpani kotoka yi na there's that spot a ɔmo cool ɔpani kotoka no ɛne baabi ɛne ɛyɛ airport no na airport no na nka ɛyɛ airport dada na ɛyɛ British military base a na ɛhɔ na British foɔ no ɔmo ɛpake ɔmo plane na sɛ up and down akɔniaba hɔ na ɔmo establish ɔmo a enti ɔpani Kwame Nkrumah bɛyɛ mampani no ɛna obie mu ɛbuild terminal 1 yɛ ne kɛseɛ sɛ yɛ no yɛ hɔ bɛyɛ big yɛ national airport enti ɔmo tu Kwame Nkrumah free so no ɛna Ankara ɛbɛdi so no Ankara mo nso kɔpɛ sika ɛsa ɛbɛbie mu kakra na obie mu wie yɛ no ɛna ɔsesa din a Kwame Nkrumah ɛde to so Kwame Nkrumah yɛ na Accra International Airport saa na Kwame Nkrumah yɛ no but etu ni free adeɛ so a Ankara bɛ take over Ankara nso kɔpɛ sika free outside the buy ɔno so de bɛbie mu kakra no ana obɛyi Accra International Airport ni free hɔ ana ɔde kotoka din because ɔdɔ akotoka ada edi ma no ɔdɔ akotoka ɛkyerɛ no ana ɔde kotoka din ɛto so ana ɔmo kɔ UK ɔmo yɛ statue kama pa wɔ UK mami yi statue no video ne kyerɛ mo Ghana nneɛma akɔ so wɔ kurom a o amanfoɔ nneɛma akɔ so wɔ kurom a beba me wɔ videos ni nyinaa wɔ ha me wɔ evidence ni nyinaa wɔ ha eti mami fa kyerɛ mo sisi a ɛyɛ bra ɔmo yɛ kotoka statue wɔ UK ɛdi statue ni free all the way from UK de bɛsi kotoka International Airport ɔmo abubu afiri hɔ but me wɔ video no wɔ ha eti mami ni kyerɛ mo sisi a eti mebo unveiling of the kotoka statue. Okay. Beba.
The video ya mushe ya 2nd December 1968 near ye kotoka esta Abusian Formula Scarecrow near video ya mushe ya 2nd December 1968 near ye kotoka statue ewo UK na Brunino design ya ne friend Sir Charles Wheeler ono na e designing statue no na kotoka so ne lead cool na etu osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah Bangu ya 24th of February 1966 na yetu osaje for no soldier for bi anyo omude ye boy at school 17th April musu ye ku so betu National Liberation Council na no munya kotoka nko aku no ewo airport ho na airport no osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah independence no be pie mu so ye ne kese na plane bi atumi esi wona de fasodi abre Ghana ti 1965 no so sign another terminal ewo airport ho de aka ho ni na wa nwi ayetu no Ankara yiku kotoka wa airport ye ne ye to so beto aso no change din no near dia to kotoka eti o design statue say yemfamisi ho to 25 February 1969 na Ankara statue ni ebelande ya celebrated overthrow of Osage no odi si ho a o unveil ma Ghana fo nyina behweye na kotoka yi obi a in the history of Ghana politics obi no wawu a yesi ni se kotoka da na busuafo say mo sam mo first class citizens to mo amreda to oni ji ho subscribe to Scarecrow TV or YouTube and TikTok and Facebook.
Eti kotoka statue ana mo se broni fita gina ho a o shine no sham kotoka statue ana kwasi broni shem no shem UK a o mo de ba be si eye ye airport I think currently do mabubu afiri wonti ni ho be okọ ha unhu na mame nko me guest ho na me ne DJ Fuad ebedi nkomo mame nko me guest ho na yeni nkomo na ensem ekọ na yi no ono so ni angle of the conversation we about letter voter representative ayishi no minim tane saka letter ni bia sa wakan letter ni bia mesa so abomu amano na bebia ono so pese odi free band agenda we na nkasa no agenda ifiri hin na ebebo a emfa so wo so ehu hia ana say diversion tactics bi ede na ekoso DJ Fuad pani ba ko a omo hu niam atra so say the citizens ordinary citizens no hu no ti no bibi say ba omo third eye when it comes to a propaganda and agenda hodo a omo third eye ti mabawura DJ Fuad akachi a obetimi obeboa ya manya ntiase bi DJ, what's me ka?
Next program.
That's right. Abusa for muti DJ nka clear there. Muti the voice na clear. Mama mi hu why? Say muti DJ nka clear mama mi hu. Say muti nka so mama mi hu why? DJ me ma kwa ba me da se waje bere se oba me di komo kakra. Me ma kwa ba bi DJ.
Major so.
That's right. DJ me sure say what follow conversation we. Na minim how was so far. I mean how far some way. If he fa some way free he fa agenda bi ana boy kakra.
All right. For me that say na next year we here for you achieve for na. I think some way new to some people, but it's also old to some of us. As far back as 2014, assembly demonstration pen. When I used to work with Honorable Samia Bankroma, and when Ernesto Yobua was the deputy youth organizer of the CPP then. Demonstration be Nana Assembly a series of near man demonstrating one. Yeah. And to some of us, it's not new, and we think it is in the right direction. Yeah. Yeah.
Na ke say mo so say yedi kutuka no yenyi free airport no so.
Oh yeah.
Say the wo ka say enye new no. Baby anei empepe so a edina wo ho adu no de nti na chenchen atwa wo say yi side ni free airport no so.
Okay. What say ofaya psychology better say nkwala entie near awofo na mpanyimfo ka. Omo hwe near mpanyimfo eye na omaye bi. What just here? Enti esadia ye betwa no wo motivation de ma ntirima bia omudi akire ba. What just here? Ofaya tuwe na me bekum. Na me kun wiye no wo yere akyeme aware me. As nikunu na oma birthday so a me no post me instead of what do you think is the message we are sending out there? We are beshen phone kunai say uchimi kumu obi kura age ne yere a ne ma bedo ne yere ne bedo nti ade papa na so man na yetimu no bonia ye bebo so aja here na mame fa ye nko ne nti a 2014 make us ye demonstration na assembly ka nsam no ho me ne wodi nkomo o studio pen ma catch you say omo wie ku no omo bane the name CPP na mame ni kan we na jot to ho as part of questions abia obedisa. This name change will never have become possible if JJ Rollins is alive.
Edin kutuka sanoka entimi nya possible that say omapenida da Jory Rollins tiasia entimi nya possible that. Okay, along the line maybe that did
Adentia. Inti omo eye ku ni wie tu kwame kuma no omo bane the name CPP inti untimi fa CPP enko elections. That's number one. Obi bia wa ye adwuma as public servant under Kwame Nkrumah government so no. Untimi and standing for any position in the country. Government position. What they are saying?
yeah.
Now, different government by Ekoye. Some of them exercise, some of them decrease now. The Alba studio me fire book and editor. Almost some of the decrease. But miraculously, JJ Rollins be president, you know, will be taking over the country, you know. One more man decrease and crying free family say won't mean you see the name CPP and anti-political party. Who so our Juma under Kwame Nkrumah and won't mean any public servant. Oh man, JJ Ansano. Then guess what? He rather was poaching all the big men, all the brainy people in the CPP to form his PNDC. So we military aban. Enti ono no why ya data mo ato so say wuntimi enya aban adwuma mpo no under him ubet my adwuma, but you can only work in his PNDC. Enti ye president Otiso Mahama ne papa udwane efijije Rollins nsem na ko UK ochini tumu BNI cells ne toso miensa wonya ne titidi mu no ene udwane ye Echo UK. Mahama Papa never became an NDC man till he died in 2013. Because he saw through JJ Rollins said, Papa we offering him socialist, but Onya Nkrumah is going to mean for Nkrumah ideologies. Inti Nkrofua JJ told us CP4 told us from some mom we are a mam opportunity I'm meeting their politics. But the only way I now we CPP near until the early 2000s, we meet me higher politics legally. So NDC during the PNDC era because tabno da also. Tinkofua JJ told us from some buano manage the PNDC. Mahama Papa and he refused because of that. JJ need to move three times. I told me who said, well, few of mine more, he'll be part of those who will be killed. No, Johnny. Mahama Papa was a CPP member till he died. Who you didn't bag on a CPP for the year, and this for. But I said, now, we are muted. We are muted. Now, aha. Now, young call almost so moka say, way for populism near the other. I strongly disagree, say, for populism. This is something that needed to be done long time. Because the Oshe Kotoka, my na offer Kwame Nkrumah. Dear Mpano Yema Ghana. Guys, dear no Oyama Ghana. How do I say it? And then Sanipa we actually a development as a country. Uriye yeno yakwa bruchiri akoye the statue. Nana do krampuna ono obeye president anya hwe or ye free education in one no the statue kofoso buntum no hutuguye. Na obi a ye developmental nipa na obi factories to say nsuo. Can you imagine say na Portugal for Ghana ebeto bottles from Ghana yes ebeto bottles ay dey nsane ne manema ene glass ahodo na nipa egwe etu sa nipa we efi o man so na airport a wonim kwan fast.
You mean Chawan will be Sasa Kutuka in the full name the same friend Emmanuel Akwesi Kutuka in the full name no Emmanuel Akwesi Kutuka.
Yes.
DJ
Major General Emmanuel Akwesi Kutuka.
Question the Miss House Kutuka. There is a question here. Also, Kutuka saved Ghana. Kutuka saved Ghana from Nkrumah's attempt of making himself president for life. Is that true?
And no will be another day's discussion. That is what the opposition says. What I say now, into this action, our mobile is long overdue because Obia about my mua, baby, Udi Kanko, airport. O free one airport who last. And then it did that's no Oko Posetia or no nipa utu the most progressive government ever in Africa, not in Ghana. A free move. And that is the reward. What you say? Inti Mimpo the other I was calling for the airport to be named Kwame Nkrumah International Airport. But I'm somewhere in Accra International Airport. It's okay. Now, if I go back to Yenti, I say, Sanka, JJ Rollins Tiasia, and this name change, Nka Emaso. A lot of people don't know, say, one of the security force workers are Mukwame Yetu Panokomano, na JJ Wafaka.
Na JJ Wafaka. Security force no Mukwame to come na JJ Wafaka. How do you prove this?
Your friend Harry.
Harry.
What do I say? Yes.
Okay.
Now, who they are not to I don't know, say, because none of Wafaka home you. Say, Senor, JJ Rollins, one of the June 4th celebration. And I can say, he sees Kotoka as his hero. What do I say? Meanwhile,
JJ Rollins in June 4th celebration, Kotoka is his hero.
Yes. Me read it from adomonline.com. I say Rollins led the agenda. Rollins led the agenda to erase Nkrumah's legacy, Kwesi Pratt. That was the year 2021. The managing editor of the Inside newspaper, Kwesi Pratt Jr., has revealed that former President Jerry John Rawlings was extremely antagonistic of the ideologies of Ghana's first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, that he made attempts to discredit the achievement of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. According to Kwesi Pratt, Mr. Rawlings, as a result of his opposition to ideologies of the country's first president, led an agenda to rewrite Dr. Nkrumah's legacy in Ghana and on the African continent. Revealing the extent of Mr. Rawlings' antagonism against the country's first president, he said the chairman of the PNDC military regime had proclaimed Major General Kwesi, Emmanuel Kwesi Kotoka as his hero and his role model because of his role in the overthrow of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, and was intolerant of any criticisms against Major General Kotoka. What do you say? And you know, there's a big paradox, otherwise a contradiction or conflict in the Ghanaian political circles. Majority of Ghanaians see the NDC as what do you call it, Nkrumahs, and they are right, because 80% of the membership of the NDC are from the CPP tradition. But JJ, as a person, inwardly was opposed to Kwame Nkrumah's ideologies, but no any choice. Kwame Nkrumah party no structures and then Bunipana or they building the party. I was say one why you be to say open asem, but inwardly no person also build the personality nke be jina to say Kwame Nkrumah there. So I just say
Okay.
Ndra me who say Scarecrow can say the party itself niema omutaya niema be to say maybe
Abusia, so what join here? But Martina said, over likes in Isha. We in roof 20k likes simple. Conversation we isn't I mean and worth it more.
But na juma or yeah need the amount to aso. Yes.
It will be.
And draw not Scarecrow can't say the party omoye niema ema e feel say omo pe Kwame Nkrumah sem. But Kwame Nkrumah niema ye the omo person beto aso. What I say?
Yeah.
It was this.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. And JJ so yeah. You know kofa ayi body ni free abrochire ba Ghana. Your friend is saying akoi Kwame Nkrumah. Ono kofa Kwame Nkrumah body ba Ghana. or this year no or the conquer later on the baha. Nina so that the CPP phone or the RTN party no will feel comfortable hanging around. What I say? but na ni goal ne say obe build ono no ne de na ideology to supersede Nkrumah de no. But now history has been on us, on everybody's side. Could he? Was he able to do that? He wasn't. That's what I said. And the entire and abe possible because of JJ Lawrence I want to say.
I didn't know
because I said Kotoka is his hero.
Okay.
What you say?
Hero as in Kotoka Buama ye Nkrumah free homa or money opportunity tete parties are in a running multi-party system.
Yes.
Okay.
What you say? Inti Sanka what you say anka Emma so. And Yenshe Omu Kotoka and then Nkofum to Kwame Nkrumah. Were they able to do what Nkrumah have done? The answer is no. JJ Lawrence Nankasa, was he able to do what Nkrumah did? No. As a matter of fact, more than 80% of Nkrumah factories are building here JJ and they collapse on our tongue here. If such a person share idea say yemfa treated into public monument we so na entwa yie na ye set bad precedents na ye can say on my way your man a woman na enye yie on my way no your man a untimi nka say uwu ama no because uwu ye be you ama. And for me, I think say a statement say yes, oba man we wo man we mu na say o ya de papa you be defending within the whole world. I respect Kwame Nkrumah. The only place you didn't attempt any man Ghana, and I think say by removing Kotoka's name, we can be forgiven as a people. And for me, I don't want us to see it as populism or whatever. No, unfortunately, I can't say we near the only idea na am yentimi ye JJ Lawrence and what yase. Intina na yentimi any needing every airport hono. Ebinom say we yi me yi na okan ye no yi ni din free so a dia na beba emfa hwe ema da bi e de bi beba ebe money ebe ginger akwala bi say me so me pese me yete se Kwame Nkrumah ena
Mame kan the voter representatives omo statement omo release no me kan a paragraph in here according to omo point you tie afenyo marking the comment I will make here concerning this issue afenyo play the tribal card in here say other na Voltarians ebetana say hwe hayama the only monument that big monument as our airport I did Voltarian atoso no ye tana say hwe haya amayi edina free so anche enura na the voter representative I issue a statement na me kai I think last but for a paragraph now or see renaming a major international airport is not cost free. It requires parliamentary time, administrative capacity, and rebranding and system update. Expenses across global aviation, logistics, and digital platforms. Every CD and every unit of institutional focus devoted to symbolic change is capacity diverted from urgent priorities, improving safety systems, passenger experience, cargo handling, and positioning Accra as a competitive regional hub, a regional aviation hub. Kotoka International Airport is already firmly embedded in the international aviation system. Stability and predictability are assets in global air transport. Many countries deliberately retain long-established airport names while directing reform towards efficiency, service quality, and commercial competitiveness. Ghana should do the same. eti wo kan we na o kire se ene ewiase afa na nyina digital platform Wikipedia baabia kotoka ne ya fixe and all that ade ne yenhwe how we befa so ekwan e befa so invest ama airport no atirem na yenya Ghana Airways na the effectiveness ade ne yema ya adwene nko a ho mum na ase edi no rename no keke na ase cosmetic rename na efe asem we wo fa ne say
you can who rather some
okay
ye di ɔman no bɔne nti ye fix it ye ho a it doesn't matter what goes into the cost. There are so many things I had gonna sikaya ehunia mente omon kanda. But here's the thing, they have vindicated Kwame Nkrumah again. Me next time I hear Jumano, na me data entry officer or CPP head office. Papa ko kwabi by na bisa and say, Adentina, Kwame Nkrumah fi Western region. By na yeto about Western region, CPP entimi nya 1% impo. But MPP a stronghold or Ashanti region, NDC voter region enough. Ada Kwame Nkrumah anya base. Ono say Kwame Nkrumah ka kire omo say omo nyi practice politics without tribalism. Na omo bisa sa de ntia no. We say tribalism am win election easy. But am wonya hwe. Na wanya hwe nso so yisanto abane ma. Nti Kwame Nkrumah say ono obey politics of development. Show work. Me me ka say me yer man ntimi am ntuntia me. Not because mufri me tribe mu and mufri ha. And Honorable Afenyomakins, they are not abreast with time. They don't know what time it is. But what 2026, politics of tribe, fact. Because what the politics of tribe, and they win the election for my minimum house, I'm not yet sure more. Agree my minimum say, a woman say, or man or more 18 to 35 years. They don't care whether you are an Ashanti, Voltarian or not now, or Gan or Nzema. All they care about is what can you do for us? And any politician or any air to tribalism, obelusu, obedindok because they are not abreast with time. What I say? Okay. And for me, this thing is long overdue. I was here. Now, yen as a country as Ghana, no, ye respect it, ubia wabona homoding. At least, senka kotoka aye anything monumental. Obi to say, Mahama, Captain Mahama, Major Mahama, ayekuni. Waka say yen fane ni statue NC bia. Majority of Ghanaians who agree. Adentia. Na or kwako sumo mino na mete me who interview be Metro TV for admoche aye na or your argument say yes mutu Kwame Nkrumah no Ghana for ni je of I think say me no IS ayu ma church mu cool makers no co university na omo aboboa student na no placard tikita omo no muhu bida and I'm telling you Nansei demonstration be a call so approve say nkofo a wo mo graphic mu say 1966 no jubilate no they knew nothing about what was in their hands on Nansei MPP demonstration be o mo call ya ebisa boys no say die ntino mo ha mo say ye lanche enyom ebia no ba we de ye choreography o mo ye boa mo ano na ye de ade na show nsam we are happy the dictator is gone. Soldier phone edi adebe show say opa menje ne enhwe stre ni ntwa picture just we niaje what you say enti for me I don't want us to put this between the NDC and MPP. Yes, the NDC and MPP they've done their own mess, we all know, but for me I have been fighting for this na make 2014 when I net here banso Mahama make a demonstration say yen restate Kwame Nkrumah din on the airport on Sada no na enya no nko a coup makers no assign ACZ CPP party properties nyina some account self current Ministry of Information building a CPP regional head office building besi ne Ghana bindia. Tudu fire service officer woho ACPP office Greater Accra office besi ne bindia. That day 2024 I cause demonstration. These were the things na ye ko e dey ato aban say you can't say you're practicing democracy and then you seize one party's property across the country. And then people ask why the CPP is not strong. Sir, buildings mean CPP for dues no the build here. Oba and this MPP power and some mercy or a modern facility. But the CPP was able to build these facilities even before Nkrumah became the prime minister. But magic. And the entire was I think the government had decided to do this because at some way or court, I don't know so you're aware. It was Supreme Court. Say yensesa kotoka din free airport no so no. Oliver Vamawo. Yes. This is a country for their court. Democracy have for their court Supreme Court. Now nyina so omudi gina yenie. JJ Beye Democratic president no. Na afi bia oye June 4th no oye holiday. Ena nkofo bi MPs be in parliament or I think so. The opposition at the court said Dabi Yantias say Constitution JJ was sign no say e ma yentority obi obeye ku say obi e plan ku na otimi ku na Constitution e ma ho ban mean say ku enya de papa but wo celebrate a da we ku e the national holiday and the Supreme Court say in the spirit of democracy June 4th cannot be a national holiday. And you term not June 4th through or non in the PNDC for Nani Kushia, no master video be a Juma. And she said, Supreme Court of Ghana etimi abane JJ from celebrating June 4th. Diana a Magana Hokwine say yentimi fa coup maker din enter such a monumental place. I don't get it. Now, me who say, sa case in economy, Supreme Court baby say, yenyi dino, and it will look bad on the NDC. I will claim some and compromise. And
how? The NDC na wa ban more champion this yenyi dino influence. It's a Supreme Court and I say Supreme Court jitum say yenyi dino influence. How will it look bad on the NDC? Who claims to be compromised?
I didn't know manye ansana Supreme Court obeka se monye. Nti omo ye true compromise no. Becca say yes, Supreme Court NDC for and there are people who are attacking them say but penasem. And this time around they want to put their money where their mouth is. And let me tell you something about Mahama. Because any papa and trust NDC, PNDC and any Rollins intino, Mahama is on an agenda to prove to the papa, even in his grave. Say he will do his possible best to at least get closer to who Nkrumah was as a president. Intuition near what is the NISO to get closer to Nkrumah in terms of legacy, infrastructure. Because Nepa Pakachen said on Nka man join NDC because Rollins man crime man to sit then Nkrumahism now on only papa the attitude no. But Ochalanje papa said, I'll go there, I'll make a change. I think maybe hypothesis, that's my hypothesis. Say the NDC led by Mahama don't want to be disgraced by the Supreme Court. So they are doing it even before the Supreme Court rule say it is in order. Because he said must say constitution. Okay. Constitution is say am I tolerating coup? What is more tolerating than say odi coup maker? Apart from Kuno, Edin airport is so fire. At this point, me opinion or her.
I mean,
Constitution say
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Constitution say am I authority coup to the extent say Constitution say obi be abons obi ye coup or plan coup. Now we evidence not coup numpa. Yeah, unko dem Constitution be bo ho ban. Na no nti JJ nankasa ni day a odi yeku na oye ne national holiday Supreme Court na twam. It means say a symbolic language ayeka say yen toreti yen hye obi a wayeku animonyam. But ni otu ya agye nkwa nankasa no ni din na ebo ba bia wo kwa uhuni last bia wo ba uhuni first. So what does here?
DJ, Obinso be raising the argument of say yes, you practice democracy, multi-party system. Nipa enam ne soma ye two obi adan kopesa oye one party state. Nanka democracy and multi-party system be function no. Adenti na some for so some practice multi-party state there. And ye nipa obo ma ye two the all one party system mo ba no. Other na mo makwan na mo share side munyam no. What me question ase?
Me to question ase and me simple answer na say sanko for no mo dwen sa no. Omo kire me one country including America how the democracy e develop here. Or the multi-party system e develop here. Baako pe, me pe baako pe. Me bobo countries maybe na mo fa bi nka ho. Mo nyi baako pe film. US, UK, Belgium, Australia, Japan, name them, all the developed countries. Munchi mu baako pe our the multi-party system and it drew baby omodru no. America practice a dictatorship for more than 100 years. And sana amo ebefa sa the multi-party system we atum. Ghana for Soria na ye bo Singapore for abaso. Ye ni omo de sa ase pe o. Ni emo muduru be maduru stability of one government doing. And then Kwame Nkrumah anye say one party state out of vacuum. Out of vacuum. And now we epenekunu and now we epenekunu. Emra Kwame Nkrumah ehye ya amanfo say na man kwan mani ku ni opponent no in 2026 our America for constitution omo betu no there's record kutuka na ankasa kan kire nkofo no no me ku say na CIA fo om ka say ntu Kwame Nkrumah yi no mo say ye ba ye bit my modern ya ba yi ni hu hwe bi mu kwa kire say sa asem na o ka kire ni members no me ku no e na enam so wu ye die na omutimi ebeyeye edien na omutimi beyeye so what I say enti that argument no there a fall flat say at that time
Makwan Nkrumah edega one party state etina Ghana so chair na ka be boa maniama bebra na wa hyase no etima establish ansa na back to democracy and multi party system say they practice in you know. Is that the case?
Okay, Kwame Nkrumah books now or say the West you allow Africa to practice its own form of democracy. What I say? At that time, no. Or say the West should allow Africa to practice its own kind of democracy.
Okay.
Now 2026. America to me kwache president. Now or nabe se ni fie. You call where democracy? It is run and governed by money and a tuyo. Sikani tuyo. Wa wo sika and a tuyo. And a orani ewiase. I mean China, as far as the 1960s, now can come up as or build the atomic energy center, Emma Ghana. Nanka, or build the factories, build the economy, no. Now or build the tuyo side, no so. Ntisa nipa we, etu nipa we egu. Na ye yi ni din afi ayi so a ne kwan mu ana no file we nhia kasa tintin bia na edin no secret na me yi ama no edin no Kotoka International Airport has been there for this number of years because of JJ runs and not Tiase.
Okay. Okay.
Indeed, it should tell you the contradiction, the paradox, the conflict within the socialist front in Ghana. Because JJ at the CPP for the PNDC, better than the NDC. But now oppose CPP leader no ideologies. Oppose you know, the empower to me the buyer. It Jina Hose at way ideology. Okumobi for owning 50 cities. JJ runs who ye, ne wife air saying. The wife air saying. But Kwame Nkrumah never owned any property. Na Tadia Krampo, na or the stamp which is to property of Ghana. Tadia Washe, no or stamp with this is property of Ghana. And I'm saying, Neire, Ebisan say, Wawa can say bomb by a person, a grenade, a two at a coup, a nyauno. We see a big particles, a raw body with winning in check. Once you saw Winya Japadie, into winning in chair, Winya Japadie, who are 100% Kalano. Kwame Nkrumah or my and say, we are a bino, Ghana bino beshe in Kalano.
Ghana mind behem kwalano.
Yes. But Ghana mine in Kalana Maye. Egypt are buying a before Mukoye. A Danya now or team Kwame Nkrumah team or Mujifin 2000 and before buy and Oberman or dying back on a war. Your fellow saying, Yan Laboni. What I say?
Maybe
for me.
Me not clear what I say. Ghana and Kasano as a country, particularly this particular administration, do we believe in democracy that much? Because so Yayon Kwani Ibrahim Traore, are we not practicing confused democracy?
Secret in United say democracy is a farce. It's a farce. Democracy for poor countries.
Okay.
What do I say?
Because Ibrahim Traore was banning multi-party system, like political party, was banning kura, kura. But you're not for power, so no.
Of course. America, long-term partner pa. Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
A democracy. So you got it. Inti yetitie nunu ye ho ne yesansere. Yade a yede ma oman a omun develop ye sere be omun development nbe yedin. But I don't see agiatum. Now we have no option. And to see her as we sit here in Ghana, a better thing, so be a bit in your or Ghana.
So subscribe to say this administration, it decided say or handicap Ghana now in one party state. Will you subscribe to that?
No. At this point, Enya Juma will be brought for impossible. Enya Juma. What do you say? Enya Juma, and they shouldn't try. Now, the entire who here say or might be regime the other try say obey one party state and they say Ghana, your resources versus your population, any problems, and yet idea mumbia that ruling government, ASL or focus seriously on Ghana. What do you say? 2, Ghana for phobia, it doesn't take much to please them.
Yeah.
So person also Ghana for and yet difficult to please them. There's no need for anybody to try that.
Yeah.
There's no need for anybody to try that, and if anybody
share this, more than I said, any DJ for at Elbon Como, and maybe atum now also a me no or question B and our submission be now so join it. We share mame. Now invite friends, spread this video, like the video. We should be somewhere around 20k likes. The likes are not encouraging and the shares are not encouraging. We are just at 13 shares. We can do better. Erica From, thank you for sharing. Most spread this education. We are learning over here. We want to understand where we are coming from, where we are, and where we want to go. You understand? Medasi. DJ Twasumame.
Yes, and you know, one who has to be able to try so obey Ghana, one party stage, two, or try out be failing. Because now we have too many media houses. I didn't know easy. A lack of media houses. That is one of the secret. Due to me, it too present. That ultimate capture president, you know, now capture GBC. Why could GBC that?
My trouble about me, we're inside order.
Who remwa ye war security gate be as so that for na basi ne. Okay. Na ye say which capture president, don't say presidency in so ben GBC. To capture na no atra war no already GBC. Why announcement? Ye to aban na gu. Soldier fo bia mo fa mo atu omu form. Now school is successful. By ne oko GBC a aban no mu nkrofo be kwa ko gina ni soldiers be ko Joy FM. Ebe ko Peace FM. Nti anya mfa. So ajas here. Yes. Nti enya successful. Nti eno de yen to yadwum. But for me, the moral lesson of changing the name from Kotoka International Airport to Accra International Airport, my favorite would have been Kwame Nkrumah International Airport. Nanka abbreviation I the same KIA, but so almost at least the Accra International Airport is okay for me. Yes, so yeah, the whole world, yeah, Ghana for any Africa for any you believe in spirituality pa, and say so, you see a jehunhum semudia. Bonnie di papa way by putting the number one enemy a din on a day on no building ye. Any on mine on no fan ye. Eso me believe say a day best sending no something monumental will happen spiritually to Ghana. Because I believe say there's a shadow of ungratefulness hanging around our necks. We are being punished for being ungrateful to the right people. I also say grateful to, and a die best idea. Sa punishment will leave us. Morally, spiritually, and also for the purpose of history and precedents. This news is one of the best news ever. And Parliament should go ahead and do it.
One of the, no ordinary strategy, maybe social engineering, maybe this one, no, does it have some seriousness in it?
Oh, so that didn't come on maybe a tremor. Every political party, every administration, every leadership, okay, they spend time and money on how to divert the attention of the citizens to quote unquote unnecessary things.
Because maybe that's our question. When as I'm speaking with you now, there is a massive or there is a huge transport challenge in the capital city right now. And then you see people in queues just rushing to get car to their work, to their various places. And all of a sudden, that particular challenge is under the carpet and we are discussing the renaming of Kotoka International Airport. So I want to know if this might be one of the social engineering just to divert attention, say Muju Kakra, then back to default.
Yes, but it could be. I don't know, sir. Many will interview examples in NDC and MPP. some who are Bamuna Ghana for a focus on something that is so important. Come fast or moderate attention. President Mahama during Doomsaw and water crisis in 2024. I'm by cancer will be at you. Oh, I saw them. Now, weekend, Friday, they better Saturday, Sunday, Emmanuel Panachino Sutu. Na Nanado, Akoye, one of the biggest rally of voter region. Monday, media never discuss it. Monday, at the newspaper, and him said, we actually President Sutu as all them. President actually Sutu, any opposition leader, Akoye campaign. Why, the end here?
Definitely, we will discuss the president actually Sutu.
Then abra nsuo ne dum so wansam ye din e wo Ghana 2024 na ye discuss dum so nsuo pine General Mosquito akwase mata de o Germany na sata na me adwuma Ministry of Energy me boss we strong MDP na me say Mr. Michael atade we ebema media house including MPP media house na agile dum so wansam ka akoka atade wansam for 2 weeks I say how or te ho ada kon ba no de mebu amame nti every government who offer ya krompo ye de Ghana so nsa ubenya team me yes adwuma we because enough from nti it could be one of it, but the issue of transport near that no say obia o media house on the field nti sa distraction we emfa a bit taking for a time, it will come back to it. What's the first na media no acquire GBC, Joy, Adam FM Peace no. Muye de cry, Ubi and Fanko. We lucky now opposition leader be adequate now or come back in Nubia, if someone. But I say, every house be a media house, whether I like it or not. That issue of for air suffer with trotron and you can't say if the politician thinks this for me is an important issue, but who use as a distraction on back pass by it said Odiobika now okay a cana now raho but onuma petitia now refi eti waniswa ubesakai.
Oh my goodness. Abusia, any DJ Fuad and Elbon Komo concerning Kutuka International Airport, the rename, you know. Because and this girl couldn't come. Meka say meba ketwa afi na wo nyini na odrum pempenso bi na of chemetanasi bisam said dada, what is the name Kutuka International Airport? Who is that Kutuka? Who is that man now? Nami Bechirema Chirene say he is part of the military men who orchestrated the overthrow of the first Ghana's president. Is shame. But people are here trying to bring in the argument of some say muji democracy to muji multi-party system to timo practice it there. Nipa inso the nam somamu too. A dictator, upcoming dictator, and I say upcoming nipa nanka onfa democracy imay. Then I say nipa mosako painting say I'm confusing between this particular argument. Can you help me here?
You see, who see no? Na nye Ghana opposition for na nkasa omunkwan they couldn't have done it. No more interest a woman no 30%. Amanoni for interest was a was the 70%. What I say? And this
omusha niema kwa mekroma di gu akwa me baby ode Ghana bekona ye ntimi nda ma ne nyo man ne sa entia ne wo so hungry for power bi a wo pese wo creative taskele groups no tisa political parties ne yekota wo machi ne yembo na omuntu nipa no wo side so ade wono no. Is that not the case?
Exactly. And of ya you understand every idea way. Anytime I buy beer person or ye idea beer and also position kasafa ho. But that's their job. Independent Square opposition for any BBC Britain Ekabomu every the kill so at Chicago William Temamoto way friend the opposition then friend they wrote to nowhere because not Tema was not in existence. Tema one of the crew Kwame Nkrumah actually from scratch and unti Emma 2024 me campaign ma cheddar so ono pet any Ghanaian watch to grow from scratch.
Yeah.
Tema was not there. Kwame Nkrumah echichire we yi kwan wie na sana ni partnership. We yi kwan etu baabi na nkofo timi ene Ghana ye baabi estate wo a nkofo entimi enform ka nkoho. Opposition then effort Mamoto way no road to nowhere because the vision was not there. And even if the vision was there, also come once somebody BBC for by Independence Square ebe your position for interview or how ya to Chicago. But until 8 years or 7 years ago, now the Independence Square of Ghana was the biggest square in the world. And a China 4C, your new one, are taking over as the biggest square. Ghana still hold the position for second. Biggest hall on Legon campus, Kwame Kumesi Umudinatem, by a neck, and then it still stands as the biggest hall on the campus. Nti the opposition for and my main fact opportunity to enka say Mahama aya there say motor we no move to no or say metal no near Kwame Nkrumah here no concrete no or maintaining concrete because nada bia me faso kwa adwuma they can say nti mu betutu aya no quota. What would people think about you 50 years ago? Bajimi Breso bia cement mu betutu and now we are metie engineer or say Kwame Nkrumah de cement no omu tutu nyina asaye no cement biem because data Kwame Nkrumah de toso no aso ambroso 50 years aso ambroso by yedasu yusu. And that should also tell you the pressure that Mahama so to try to at least ultimately drew Kwame Nkrumah krana on bene kakra in terms of achievement and legacy. Because Nepa Pakachen say the NDC is not an Nkrumahist party. They don't believe in Kwame Nkrumah, so don't join them. But ultimately, so Shane Papa Nebo say or bet joining or the change beba. Because and yes sir, and quota cement number 2 to combine quota. Because quota no acha 10 years via contract be soon. But we are the concrete 50 years will be a new scar.
And the omu this is say, you know, omu nyeni nyina concrete. No mum Nkrumah de pen on be maintaining the concrete. No mum jaka nyina omu ye quota.
Outer lanes no the quota. But middle lane no until you say we are hono there will be no zebra crossing, no runabout, no joining. And the car ball middle lane no more. Who are kind of before. How do I say? Nti opposition will always find ways to say something. And unfortunately, baby, I'm more shy here for tribalism. They say offer voter register na dahona 65% 18 years to 35. And these people don't believe in tribalism anymore. Come on, menon papa the tribalism the tuaba, emotions on the tuaba. Amo moshe, iguoma minumasi, iguomo ankasa numasi. It is say this Gen Z voters no, they're from emotionless voters. How many emotions my party be are?
DJ, we are sure say the youth of today, you know, follow MPP in the NDC, not because of tribal affiliation, because your party with the tobacco, your party with the tobacco. Are you sure say sanity? And now we are sure say the okay sanity because I don't see that what you are saying. Say the youth
No,
because Opa Fre only pattern. Maybe some say NDC MPP ideology, ni MPP philosophy, ni science or support party. No, I'm not sure say move for Krabit me explain MPP ideologies in MPP policy actually. Friend is for friend, not in the maybe some say NDC ideologies or NDC's philosophy, and the same thing with the party neski. May just say this youth can give you the ideologies or the policies of the party while they are following these parties. Are you sure they can? Are you sure?
Fire out. My latest article, I published about 14-page article on ghfastonline.com. It's about the unforgivable sins of the free SHS policy. Okay, me discuss it. At some question will be some discuss majority of even or more.
Maybe what's the one for ghfactonline.com, right?
Yes. Title. Google type. Yes. Google type.
ghfactonline.com. Wow, I be open credible news source at ghfactonline.com. Google, just search ghfactonline.com. All the articles are there. To assume
Over there, Google can now type it, the unforgivable sins of the free SHS policy. Yeah, the unforgivable sins of the free SHS policy. And I may discuss in that article said both NDC and NPP omuni ideology they claim Baku claims are a capitalist, Baku claims are a socialist, but they don't practice it. Rather, the NPP tend to practice social programs more, and in some cases the NDC practice capitalist programs more. And even at the level of computer degrees now that what kind of and defining ideologies of these two parties are abiding, not to talk of the younger ones. But youth now, they say omotimia school, omukita smartphones they are becoming wicked. Emotions, Emma, but these people are not voting with emotions. And yes, sir, I was thinking people really this year. Because of the way or more detached from those emotions. JJ Rose Kum, Nkrofo, we moment pass and tefas, we move Gramufasam, and Fanahum, a Jumana way. Nyelso bayano ewen and se social media ateki adwuma free adom fm ni pisa fm nsam nti se NDC na MPP ni kwatimi ko twantro ewo adom fm ni pisa fm a social media betene to nti se social media for so even ya papa no mo no ya mame no ma no mo ka media NDC no moja MPP moja no for so omo to stay away from those mentality.
Okay.
So what I say, because this youth omo abreso ena abro na party community e do ne pinnacle 2016 ena this youth esase omo reason when majority of them area school for the continuous for 5 years now abandoned him for because of IMF. Tinanado a campaign on job. They voted for job. And also by the mafia. Nti say ni aka say ombetimi ayi both party asinchen. That's the next task of the job. But as to say the emotions with the younger generation 18 to 35 it is drastically going down. 45, 54 econo and almost say no 40% of the voter register. Enti ye wajumaye because they say no kre no now say ka wo kata wani a wow phone ekita usamu wo ebema wadwene wo tena ntena ene wani tibua no beko ene conscience beko. And this is what is going to gradually change the mindset of the youth.
Fantastic. Abusia, maybe be a quite too. O pesa o back top. O question be. O bibi bisa. O asembika. Request CC na mempeke. Okay. Request na mempeke na. O question be ma DJ Father. O be bisa. O bibi de kan de o kan ho so a on so de abeka ho. may debate or ha until balance a conversation no anko smooth anko no mature conversation we are may free so mempe to kane to be conversation on my platform me pe conversation of mature people because empenifone titiri na nitiri na share wa say mahusa Philip ampadu upon a request wa ha Philip what me gan
Ete unkapa
Philip, there no person the car conversation. No question bisa na wo bibi the person the car ho. 1 minute ebusan for you.
1 minute to cut it out.
Kawasam.
Hello. Asam kura me hu baby American free.
Philip, that's it.
Me okay we dem comment on
Who baby how be free na waba. DJ me no ka say DJ Ford or wadwuma na wati mi anya bra ye ni din community. So wa mana anye tete wa mame a na o delay kakra bi pe ye be kwagyaw. Ye be kwagyaw. Mame nko aduana ba ho. Aduana ba.
Minia,
Aduana otimika.
Minia mate onkapa.
Mini what you for mono? Yeah, na person the can one. I was in beside me. Mini baby, person also person the fa.
Yo, Minia me dance. Mechia Minia, whether Minia kuma. Mechia Minia kuma or danger to mwaba. Utinu say wasua Kwame Nkrumah ho ne pa. Nipa bi say nanka yenya wo mo ananka omutimi achire mmofra no a omo ban. Na Ghana ya hwe ase nyina ne Kwame Nkrumah yetu no efrisa Kwame Nkrumah yetu Kwame Nkrumah no na Kwame Nkrumah institutions e wo Ghana nyina Kwame Nkrumah na establish mayen enuma any factories na ye wo bibia ensese Ghana ye koto bibi firi abonten factories over 300 Kwame Nkrumah ye mayen o si factory no a country no a AC factory no ye de wo na wo kwa kosua adeko na ye ba ba ye no enti no ye bie factory no a na ye de mo aba na mo start ye mo adwuma wa hu emra Kwame Nkrumah ye motorway no satan pepepe na America fo nso ye om highways connecting state to state as in how I'm wrestle. And Kwame 1960 no Kwame Nkrumah ye motorway no. Enti eba ne sign and a sister years ni. Ye ni double road bia a link from one capital town to another. Ukwa America state ba ku bi ho kra state bebre be se metime aka say state be se 10 eso chen Ghana. Wa hu. Enso so omutimi link almost from state to state. Uko ba bia sisi ya no wadu. Enso so
enura homachi from Kumasi to Takoradi akromfo achesi omo agina omo ka na robo manfo ni nyina omo anje omo fon so omo sisika nti ne ba ya fasika to na koye sa ye pauti
krom ha me drive from Dallas eba ba bia me wo 1280 miles 17 hours na me de atwa wie wa hu ahi na wo ko gina no akwa robo bi me ko 80 miles per hour 80 miles per hour no
abiana ba ebi na make us a motorway expressway wo aka bebo onwom na odi for oye nyina so ye nyina
oko pede ho krom ha kra no utwa kwam no antwa kwam mu ba bi papa ese otwa kwam ya designate say ese ha na utwa kwam mu a police chill amount ticket ani amount ticket no so a ye twero eto wo yi so wo lances so enti tambia obekọ every year bia so obekọ lances office enti obekọ na Canada ho wandua 1 year ni nduru na adobo wandua ade no awokọ ye ne nyama so ati ase emra ya adwuma systems and
so say yenyi kutuka din free airport no so right
oh and there is long overdue. It's long overdue.
Long overdue. Aduana ba me da say eno ano no tie antisi bi anim waka nyina medase ma menko nipa na request no be 2 million to nya betre ma me mencha de kakra hate nonsense humble lion what me ka yes sir
I hate none humble life. Me too ka.
That's
Which
a
all innovative. Okay.
Abusa 40 pro for me
Yabra 33 men. Now we can be ever one party state, which will not be possible because of the media. Usama yeti asese. Akwalabia okra phone at the age of 30 to 45, 35 or from 30 above, no, echo
No,
45, no.
me
They
say
have smartphone.
18,
They are media of
18,
themselves.
18. Me say the youth from 18 years to 35.
Okay, 18 to 30.
Almost forming 65% of the voter population.
35, good. Okay, the voter population, good. And they also they are part of the media as well because we share the echoes who are internet so a obia microphone now who the echo the eba. Now who ka ever one party state ain't media sustainable no. Actually my drink kakra. Say any sustainable why then do we practice multi-democracy, a multi-party system, where democracy practices to a decade now? There's no national unity among the people as compared to union government. Can you expatiate this for us?
Me you are.
Yeah.
Okay. So many of you didn't come up in so those videos. I bet say in America as and they say this kind of democracy I practice the same. Abrofunu design at the share or manya afina wo fefe ekon se de be ya with development no e be che asana ayi abam na the more we development e che no the more we butimi didi mo ho. So what you say this kind of democracy no, it is not meant for you to be unified, for you to move forward. Besides me articles are much to be okanya obeti ase say the 1990 constitution was not a democratic constitution. It was what do you call it, constitutional but not democratic. I think some know what treaties that topic way kakra. The 1990 constitution is constitutional but not democratic, and people need to understand the difference between a democracy and constitutionalism. Constitutionalism, they say nipa 1 2 3 ayewo ahayi ye gitum say obi abeso request aye be hwena stro ba ko a abeda ne mra, but nipa wasi on person mo ba ha be kasa ndosu chen ye, but for some reason ye na yetimi nya power ahye mra no aye constitution enti constitutional but is it democratic? Say men power so answer na abekasa wa ha of is it democratic? Any democratic, but ma yaye ama mo wase nyina age atu ebi ni the 1990 constitution no what I say a constitution say assembly bana ye beto ho aba say MPs no do age tumu a abaye mra ba samra na age tumu no say o de ba ma kwan say Ghana fo nyina nto so aba Ghana fo beje sa asem na tumu ana ba say Ghana fo nyina to so aba na age tumu a eno na democratic. But 180 people atiatu, but because ya yamra e dia to ho dada. Nti wa nhwe yo beka say
something like the introduction of e-levy. Metimaka said 90% of Ghanaians were not in support of that, but because of a certain group in parliament have agreed, and for that matter, we are all matter case in say.
Exactly. So what I say. So even though say so-called democracy, it wasn't democratic, it was just constitutional. And mind you, J.J. Rawlings was a coup maker, and he needed to protect himself. And now what's what constitution is said, a party never control parliamentarians. instead of say citizens never control. They say amendment no we don't say citizens mum control what parliament will do. Say them ready ba.
Is it my network? What's a meka? I hate now. What's a meka?
Betonka.
Yeah. Network.
What's a meka?
It's okay. We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, Yanko.
So what I say, into this kind of democracy, no, and yet democratic in the spirit. It is just constitutional. Ni omuye bia na yatworo e de ase embra nim. E na yeto aba. Nti udi agora say yatworo na afi bi mfie na bi yeto aba no wage be say we practice democracy. But that's not it. Because e-levy see they call democratic year anka ye ntua. So what I say, anti ambo kakra metimi aka anono.
Beside the okay, me my dream when you say that is the time I say we come back to the table and form a union government. Because say democracy and boy, and it is true. Obviously, democracy and boy. When it comes to national unity, no, it creates unnecessary competition among the people, especially the aspirants. Inti ebane sana adwin ba kwa ese nyina yenye de builder o man no obia ekura ne de ku inti de ono onya bemu no onfa na adwin embebo de owa bemu no inti ebane sa o man no enko nenim say yetna se na yenya union government adwin nyina ye chichire o man ti nyina ye gege adwin efi bebia ade ebu o man no enu pe ene betimi abo o man na ko nenim ene se de wusi ke no we are still under slavery, and the only tool that has cushioned the Western powers to get such leverage, NAA democracy, because through that we can be able to produce puppet leaders through their fundings. Through the democracy, we are able to get people who can sabotage the government even if he's doing well. What I say, because the opposition, open as the competition or competing for power no only no he can sabotage him into national progress no enya de be konenim. So in a nutshell no democracy is not wait for Africa and Ghana as well. No, we are being swallowed by the few elites preaching to the Ghanaians that it is solely democracy that can take us to the promised land. And believe me, it can help us until we dissolve all the political parties na ewo Ghana no and make it one party state. And that one party state will be based under the ticket of union government, and that will help Ghana to move forward tremendously. Beside that, anything we do is just a fallacy. Anything we do upon all what Mama is doing, I've seen nothing good in that. There's nothing good in that. About the gold board now, we can say, I don't know, a sustaining economy. No. If you are not industrial nation, how do you sustain your currency? This is not sustainable. It's not something permanent that is going to last forever. It's just a test of time.
Just a massaging policy. It's just a massaging way.
Yeah,
it's not a long term way.
In the long term, no, it will not last. It will not sustain. So it is the best way to industrialize the nation, invest in the people, as Burkina Faso is doing now. The Faso Mabul. The leader has taught it wisely to invest in the people by making sure that the people build their own land, their own country, without allowing foreign investors to come and exploit and go it freely, take it away freely. What we need now is to industrialize Ghana by reviving most of the industries that have been collapsed under the First Republic. The Fourth Republic. Under the Fourth Republic.
That would be my question before we leave him, because his time is almost getting close. That would be my last question. Today, Humble, let me leave you. Let's continue the conversation. Let me bring up somebody as well. Thank you so much. Hate none, love all. Thank you so much for coming up. Nipa ne to so ha, but my try say me de nipa 2 bi baba soro na fe. Ya ni DJ conclude ansa na mapeke mo amaka. Kofi pages mahu wa ha say Kofi mahu so request me peke o meba. Oh, openia me picking you went to me amba. Okay, and then my mean seeing and I'm call the next person. What request I trust pick me, sir. Me pick you so I wouldn't have. And team I mean call the next person. Uh, uh okay. Oh, I don't know. Me pick ya. Has it got to do with my network? Evo. Okay. Set out me can. Set out. Can you hear me?
Sorry, me wo dwuma mu nti noise kakra ho. Ebra
No
aka
problem.
Sunday
Yeah.
ana pese me de manu tum kakra bi. Na some o
Okay.
kan na example like tribalism and then say you be yi edina fi ho. The person me ye clear say edini die spiritual life na wo kan say ye Ghana for ye spiritual persons. Ye believe in spirituality. It's very true. That's why it's needed. Say ye yi die no every so. Yeah, me too, me a Voltarian, 100%. And at it is now, no, Osha Ghana, yeah, Voltarians now a tribalism thing now. Yeah, yeah, believe in spirituality than every tribe in Ghana. Now, me meti ha, no be, ayade atia me wua, na mi ma, edi na, se nipa na oya de atia me bedi ma adie, ana, edi abetu, edi ma adie na wahwe me fie, ana mi mama me. It's not going to work. Now, what do I say? See, when you say you fat tribalism, a company sign we. When we talk about Akosobo dam like this, almost change your friend is saying Eastern region. These are the things that we be talking about the air tribalism. We can say Omani. But at this Ekotoka airport today, me say, and come on changing la. Inti Afanyo Michael. So say as some way no be so I can see to the air. Onko ni krom, ni papa krom. Keta unko su omo unko jina ho be asasa we any politics in the fact that we are talking. Okay, thank you.
Settle. Thank you so much.
thank,
Settle.
thank you for
Thank you so much. I think your point is clear. Oh, for so, I'm picking the last person. I'm called DJ Ho. I'm picking the last. Hey, the panel does in the 70 billion. Whatever. Kofi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, open your kwaba. Abusa 40. Flow for me.
Mejo so na mechia abusuafoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ nyinaa so DJ mechia wo paa. Yeah, m'ani agye sɛ nnɛ ɔman Ghana mo youth asɔre a yɛgyina yɛn nan so a yɛpushi for change. Yɛtry sɛ yɛde watwi wɔ team wakaw me nneɛma nketenkete bi a ɛntumi mfa nka bom ne mpontuo ma no. Yɛde ne nyinaa to nkyɛn na yɛafocus wɔ yɛman ne yɛn ho. Yakonkoden ye seeking for this change in nature say Ghana ye airport ni din ye besesa no if we say ye nyini ye mfa say ya ye mfie 30 35 40 mu no ye nim de ekoso kra wo Ghana et say milk to ase na ye ne ye milk no na egu to anim ade na egu container ne ho ye nim ade kro. We do not know what is happening ewo ye my Ghana nim eno ane say ye mo bi ni gumu bia saa keke what ya say en obi nya na aduane bi di nya ne ba bi da wo ne onim say eno ano no na ade chi na ade sa na ade chi na ade sa enti nsem bebre wo no ma na ahintayen sukuu no nso omo de kire ye no nam say oman pese omo be hwe am ye nyina ba be ye nyansafo no emum omo pese ye nyini me ye nkwasiafo enti no sukuu no nso ye ade bi a the more na wo kono na chim wadwene a programme o ma be ya ade bi kra I don't know how to mention it ade bi enye de anyhow enti obi ho a wa beto din Kotoka International Airport onima de kro Ghana run economy o betimi agina ba bi o se o obi abu petro hwe bi agu fom nti na economy no agina dollar bi so atinti agina ba bi ese economy enti sa Ghana me Ghana any economy. To me, Ghana is not running any economy. The main topic in so yes sir youth ya boy homodin ya can't same way who ya bon de raba ne sebi asode for mpanimfo timi asom kakra na omo pese omo ye de omo tu ho ana mo mai na esisadi no he se wo amanone na wo bagana ebia okodu ba bi te se shipo Amsterdam na ebia Ghana fo nyina ya group ye wo sei na abrofo fra ho na obo se Ghana nie. So the moment now we told the muna mugu baby fa na ya categorize no one about Ghana me die no bib ko busa o say me ko Ghana kotokana cry den ya enchire mu be na de be ma no ye mu bebre no nim emfire ho e bi so obi say passport kura no e ye de ade Ghana ni nim say passport e ya ade e de kwabro chire nko a what you say obi nim say my konya passport ntino the next day maybe kwa brochire but when him say what Ghana ni mu kura mpo passport no ya ade a human right obi a hu hia say wo de betim dia movement ni ade enye abrochire nko a enti imagine say wo abrochire na wo Amsterdam ana say Turkey ana ebia Belgium baby na wo ba be sane aba na broni akusa why the name Kotoka untumi nya no nenne yes emfa ho ne mpanimfo adesua a omode maaya na enye pio na enye informa nyina na youth ni tutu nioma yesu ye tutu form pese ye ti niema biase na adwene mu bie to the extent say ye timi aba be hu say dabi say Kotoka nye ni papa say din no nye din e wo se ye de to oman so na wo ye obi a wo dwen oman ni hu ye ho na obeti say airport no so ensi wo kwa wo enu na ye gateway enu na obi e ba be wura oman ni ma odi wura oman ni sisi yes o pese o twa tekita the moment on type Ghana you would type the name of the airport no what you say and mo be je di say edaso ye ACC senior sergeant for the two no na Accra International Airport na ye di twa e bako de bia ansa na Kotoka na ba be cover up so hu enti no kura ni de da ho but I would diffwire then akata so ti ase enti anokwa many age say ye bi ne maso
Ofi mamfa we ho sai di we da airport no so no ema obi efini mamu se obedi ye bone a ema na ho keka no eye kese
yes because we didn't credit that
o man we na kasa no omore wo da udifo.
Yes. Oh, me will meeting but I will choose this program over me meeting me university meeting me
2019 me ye interview go City TV and Channel 1 TV. Now mo be malaria vaccination and I release the press release say ma wo fo bi anfa ne banko.
Yes.
Eti Venerable invite me ko show so and the doctor or that Ghana malaria control program ano. Ena me say until say Ghana be yemra na say obi ekwaje vaccine bi na dro bi egu ni widie mu na opira Ghana ebe compensate sa nipa no ema obi afa na ho because in 2012 yemra a bo vaccination hu ban no. The Public Health Act 2012 essay see a trial of vaccine and a drug and any product, medical product. Now what do we call a volunteer say and try one. Tell me you are the air wall and you dema wood you know. And now you dema 3 days later and some days later na a prawa. Wow. What the war no nurse no we are immune by the laws of Ghana.
Yes.
Which means you know. Dr. Suman which means you know. Ghana by which means you know na company now what they do na back Ghana which means you know.
Which means you know.
Now we said this makes Ghana porous. And the abasa will be a person or dear draw crab Ghana ha I be queer.
Easy.
Only Hubia would mu or the beba. It's the same thing.
Yes.
Or more rewarded or more enemies. Yeah. If I'm going to head them out, no problem. But you see, society we call global news. Obu was sergeant called Belgium who tutu.
Exactly.
On my right conscious so.
Omani bie omo ye nkwasiafo bio and ye nkoswan so nkire ye mpanimfo say ye nkwasiafo bio DJ me dey fa free drug yasem wonim say corona buy no a omo de AstraZeneca e ba Ghana be che Ghana for no na one of the banned vaccines work Germany ha na ban AstraZeneca was banned say de be wonipa but omoje Ghana for ni sika na media personnel for no omo opane a ye de pane ni siw say ya enwo nko nipadua no press kopane ni se mo hwe wo TV so anti most of mo Ghana celebrities na omo go that pane advert ni nyina since that day me enemy. I don't like them, never say me power masemu bio in my life with that. Panye na ye de wo mo no ye de si wo skin ni say ya ano ne den to di si no na wo de over free say wo de wona ekọ ni nipadua mu press ekom ba ono no di twa advert owia ne de akwa wo nipa that time no ni emu bi no ni ye ntume outspoken but ye kan wasem dodo na antie because me celebrate bi a me pena asem akọ na ma ground akọ material serious one bi akọ ntima me so me nkọwo eno no mde wi Ghana fo adwen de saa de no wo mo none of these celebrities ni bi ne nya those ni bi wo mo system none of them omu bia ni wo ye de owo saa de now I bring back to the topic now wakoshia obi ewo Amsterdam Schiphol anase ebia Istanbul ye ba Ghana o se Ghana na ye ba bewura no ye din no ye den u twa take na ye ACC o but din no ye kotoka nti obusa o den tin na ye kotoka nti mu be na peman ye mu bebre suku na ye ko ye ni twa ye ntro making us believe nyoma enim se na ebe ye benyina be ye nkwasiafo se na ebe ya the system ne be kanu ne edi agire yodium kotoka ene ye nyina ba beti ase se wonu na ewudi ni kese a o play role ma ye tu osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ban kuye enam ne so na Ghana akọ na chi 100 years ye wo reverse motion mu oman ne nkọ na ni mo nti ma mu free se ye wo economy ye wo den oman no ade chi ade se be ye kọ na chi se amama ya kese ye kọ oman ni mu no ye kọ ye chi ni omu strategize ya ne se kwan best no ye betimi anya nkofo we ma mo magimi ama oman ye de ye pe de amaye enu na ya ye hwane tofe ho okay okay ye was sempa me de ma pause me meeting no me ha
DJ minimisa wo adwuma mti no yen conclude with you na me pick others so DJ say one of December twa to be na opese the to abonten ho concerning this particular name change no one of December twa was anything
When you say it is long overdue, and whoever who pushing by influence say finally, we must parliament no must say why are there, and also and by they did this to save themselves because democracy have for their Supreme Court, and Kasam Beko and Supreme Court because of Monkoye. And for people who claim some don't as people are claiming some document, now it has to take the Supreme Court to say we need a traitor didn't free international airport, so it will look bad on them. So for me, this is long overdue. Obi Obe tries to issue tribalism, tribalism, not emphatic, because and then mamina no or they do emotions, papa no the emotions na the TNSM no ne babe ma e wo phone no so otie both side na I inform you enti the mechanic say e don mase so my na yen hwe omuti didi no wi a bi besi o ma we mu mi yen try na that's
Smart GH so question ma DJ smart pacho bio mic na mame smart GH smart GH bio mic na mame so question ma DJ what question anything
My question is, growing up, me do baby now me perceive more about Ghana history. But along the line, you said most of the history was hidden. Wote Kwame Nkrumah ni ku watem. Wote Bujia watem anka watem. But about PNDC crew now, we said that from almost 20 years, and PNDC bets now my way. But phone said that
Smart GH, over your microphone here, your sound is not clear.
question no it's a point
20 years at PNDC bus or no? Won't share that
Esebium.
anti-moon. Okay. So my question is, growing up, no, now me try say, I will know more about the history of Ghana. Oh, me who Ghana won't say me brave, but me who share who is see na ankra buji or mona di na ati or moasem kakra or primary school or much history. But 20 years, of PNDC, ne moon sem no be brave or no ma youth of Ghana, we don't know. The enemy beginning and the end of the say at the end the normal year constitution Ghana be democracy. But in some ways simu be no year like kind of the amount for ekeka bench danye history ya tra to honum. Recently na bede mo money some of the members are no more PNDC muno. Omo ye interview omo bie nyomemu ene ade iron. Achre. And my question is I see it's like some part of history was hidden. And Osha, what contributed to that? For me as a youth in Ghana, I mean, you say history ni be one ma like it's lost. And yes, I hidden po. I say deliberately, omu cleaning some part of the history youth know. Ama ye who ye see, mu be
DJ, meaning say what's the point now? The question I see. I
Meti
mean, you
ase.
say.
Meti ase. Me ankasa na me wo sa darkness na owo mu no. Until say my godfather enosto your boy. Eso me nsa na obi enema ni so e kire me. The thing is,
Because
omo ye ku no.
it seems say Ghana history no NDC ni ewo ne version and MPP and so on and also version. And either say you believe one, worship the other. I mean, with the awesome so.
Okay. Omo ye ku no. Ye promise omo ade kese say ye be ma omo abaye more than ye nkroma ye no. Omo ye ku no wie no. Antimi amam. What you say? And from day one, now was omo ye near mo betimi nanka. Omo yi raise ade bia kwa menkoma ye na ama who makers no abaye heroes. Ka ayi popotua ne ma na oma ye no. Eno ananke ye behu. Ba nkoma ne mo ye no so monumental say upon say omo say ministry any agency na share the sale of Nkrumah properties or Ghana no so ni nyina no omo ntimi et say kwan abrofo no ba Africa ebe DS no kuro bi ti say Kumase e na Kutonu e wo Benin na it was so advanced and developed than most European countries at the time and omo catch omo say sa kuro we ya ni kan anhye omo ne ma omaye ni ya nwie na ma papa no wo mu no na ye di omso keka dachi ye show no history book you say ye di ko we so a obi anyi ni nti first ye nwie mu ne mapa no ni wi a ye nhye no to the ground so that there will be reconstruction nti so obi ye ka tren kofo say ye di ko we so a eto aso mu nti kwa Nkrumah ne ma wa ye ani di an waje no ye nsie no said ye be ya ye ka say papa na mu wa mo bra wa anya hwe nti ye ni free ho a ebeto aso mu but they failed. Inti okay, the last interview, Mitchell said, KUSC comes to sign, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Kumasi University of Science and Technology was KNU West.
And now,
It was not coming.
Afe, or ye JJ Baye, or ye Papa Sindum, emanate da the diversification of Ghana industries, you know. Papa property, Papa Sindum, and that dano, and ye pong. Inti, Mahu, Kamano, and ne, Yaguni dia Matias ye. Papa Sindum, and a JJ, you know, and then the two diversity board, nano. Say Ghana properties that I'm kumaya my companies ni na no IMF say ya ntonton aye nkwe ni dabi IMF ni say so mu jama sana mani jina omo na sponsor okufo no kufo na nimbegu ase omo so nimbegu ase but omo ntimi enti first thing omo organize book burning omo she kwa me books a waye watro nyina eye decree to ho say why be so kita book ni bibia no ya beti watu what I say, come my ship, my 17. You need back compo. Ain't all this attempt including say the Kotokato Airport, is to bury who Nkrumah was and what he did. But he can be Obia, who not yet to Aba for the past 1,000 years, 100 years or so. The best African, nani pana wawuno, na Mandela Charles Mandela when pana when wo Ghana ni akwe okumasi efesa she de la best mobo on set semo mu betime sie kwa mkumadi. So
to naba ma Kwame Nkrumah Mandela.
Enti me end one smart GH question no. The PNDC omu history no they can't tell it more because a part na omu opponent ede campaign tia omu so we coup makers omu di true na ba mu ni ade nti the intentional measure say omu nsem no ni book mu and she said one belong to certain ideologies are you not get to know who they were because a CPP and omu de build a PNDC and until na basi na CPP regional office all over Ghana Ghana bindia because who release more renting Kwamba CPP are rich, the richest party.
Yeah.
So what I say, and JJ Wells was behind that. The JJ Wells particularly wanted the name Nkrumah and his ideology to be dead. Not Nadia Sir Rollins is the most a stay over. But I'm sorry, you didn't put any work in your personality. Like Nkrumah did. What I say, and until I say JJ Tiasia and Kakutuka din will be and to me free so. Especially in the party and this in community. Airport no. Because also a hero and a role model. And that is why I or known to me at home, essay at the beach and a beach chap I was in do. Kwame Nkrumah factories or any new mobile Ghana. JJ and Kwane collapsed almost 80%. Shape 17 in a year of JJ. I say, when people say, internet and I'm saying, Usubain, I'm down for an or down for I'm Usubain. Marie.
Maybe lastly, so why then does the NDC claims to be Nkrumahist? That's what when they don't Nkrumah MPP need the history who say they hate Nkrumah. Fine, the history they can kind of who say from their roots Nkrumah. But the NDC now claims to love Nkrumah. So what is making it difficult for them to apply Nkrumah's philosophy, the ideologies, the things he built? Why can't they? Bring or raise those things up again? What is making it difficult for them?
What was that? JJ didn't like Nkrumah, but he loved his party people. Okay? At the time, now what we CPP Nibia, what we need Kwame Nkrumah here, Juma Pen. We CPP Nibia, ya ban untimi and contested for election or Ghana, say MP, assemblyman, parliamentarian, president, untimi, Mudin CPP now, ya ban to for elections. So JJ took advantage of that as a military man. Under him, even though said the laws, the military decree never that say why your Juma would come to my penya, untimi and contested for election. But under him, waiting. In the majority of the NDC members, they are CPP crowding. But in life, leaders are few who control majority of masses. And as long as he was alive, anything about Nkrumah, why you projected in the spirit, in the mind, in the physical, he will go against it. But what's what you be skirmishes? Na CPP, Kwame Nkrumah kwada ne mana odi omo adwuma ediji di omo feel okay. Enti for example, say MPP for can some bonifa and Kwame Nkrumah ho a, he will stand to defend Kwame Nkrumah's name. Because a whole didi, a ho, and the political power in a war. Say, one defended Kwame Nkrumah, or more through a CPP before in Naka, much more, NDC. Into the Biameka say, CPP, sorry, petty about affecting our NDC. So this is what a lot of the CPP members has a 4th, 5th generation and NDC members they don't know why it is so. And Kwame Nkrumah no wabɛyɛ some adeɛ bi a MPP foɔ nso so ɔmo abam na ɔmo ho kyerɛ ɔmo the economy nkɔ yie na Ghana foɔ kasa bebree a all they need is to insult Kwame Nkrumah. Ɔmo di Kwame Nkrumah tɛm a obia bɛgyae economy ne ho asɛm ɔka then they will go and attack them for about 3 weeks. Now we have to economy no kakra. Say the 2024, 2014, doom so ba ya. I see you can share matter there. You just doom so once 3 weeks. I can't matter there once here. We have a lot to learn.
I think there's a way to get them Nkrumahist for voting wise, to win their population, that is why they claim to be Nkrumahist, and I say they claim to love Nkrumah, but not the ideology, the vision of the man. I get the point clear now. Smart G8, are you okay with your question?
Yeah, my question is I was also having that same mindset. Say, we be almost share that say almost cover history na say like that time the young crowd moment between almost when say we want to preserve this history. And I think it's very clear for me. It's very I clear doubts never my argument. This is our person who I just say why call him. One call him because and yes, some this is just almost saying the crowd they have bent all those things.
Many DJ for there were almost 2 hours long interview about Kwame Nkrumah from the nation. There was the latest on YouTube. Oko how to search ubehu. Fuad, say so be Nkrumah books ah. Kwame no bofo so ti menya bi. Since I dey no mama escas no. Obi be da nya bi.
Oko the Socialist Forum, Kwasi Prad in the office wa ubenya bi. And ebi so online. Ba onim Abrofo no aye one of Kwame Nkrumah books. The most expensive book in the world, $500. Autobiography of Kwame Nkrumah. I know that book, and I can't book who's a Kwame Nkrumah film crop or no, I can't book them. So if you swam and that, so my home video, my interview, na busi and follow most of that, my interview on my channel, 33 Men's Voice podcast on YouTube. But I make a way. Imagine who say, I didn't know Atamios, JJ, Atamis bear present, Omuntamu and good than a woo. Imagine what that. Atamisi a full CPP and Nkrumahs. Into no a person will very party in any year. The full CPP and Nkrumahs front. I was a Enyano. And JJ said no. I love Ninkwalani vote, but I don't love his ideology. Now, me were about 2-hour interviewer. Me the first Ghanaian woman who treat tractor. Na mama no onana o take Kwame Nkrumah nche of fasa na o true samianom fati awo a ona no de nkwala ne se na ti boa no fie. Da cross Kwame Nkrumah fie adwuma ba na say ana da bia meba na o say o manko school ti menye adwuma say da bi nye school ko a ubetuma treat tractor o say ya kira obetuma say ona de ko nungwa farms num ko training no e mo tractor driver wawu antiboko. Na my interview in about 3 years ni me upload here mbetensem kwanya jeje chi no den ko 2 BNI se on be support PN you make PND se ho oni mahama papa at the same cells last time omunyom tididim na mama papa di dwane call UK ya okotna how joining the CPP UK sa ko pitemu ya CPP Ghana for CM enti there's this political year NDC, what's we NDC ni now so dog Nkrumah, you have to learn. Now we push it Nkrumah, mumpe inform move follow Nkrumah principles in practice, not with West.
DJ, thank you so much.
DJ, before so be kono, me person boa now answer question we my answer na wako. Say ka constitutional dear bad. Now constitution so he Ghana dear ne da ho na ade funny panel wo man ni mo ho anase dwumadie be na Ghana de no wo de wani hwa edi wo man.
Constitution is a set of rules are a group of people and a society, a community, a nation, a draw to ho edi ebu omo man It's as simple as that. But Ghana, the end there, me say it was supervised by a military man, and why you could, to defend him. It's as simple as that.
The past 34, 36 years in Ghana, they are practicing. If Ghana for a war mining, you name dear Kosu war mining.
No. Your constitution for the past 30 years, we are living in the shadows of J.J. Rawlings, even 2026. And you J.J. Pe and a ye diso.
There may be no
Calvin.
DJ, there may be no constitution. There may be no there may be no book it won't be.
Oh, Makubi.
Now, senior year do ya 30s, 35. Now, constitution no any near Brebia boni dainty and mayaji tum ejina society to Abamia the yen share the dear so.
One say, I coffee, no credit say Abribia of Kobe person year dear, 90 constitution in the IANO. They make the citizens docile and feminized. 2014, now my VM service for Ministry of Energy. Now I 2 months allowance. A mother, a dom casa ban, no co party or danky to be more to do. And I did not want to be here. Me and me now pay to me as them I have me by a mouth I am near or more. Do you want to say natural service in Penfoni be a PA air cotobiane? Enti oba na me saw her and I'm saying my name call. The team to away manager so. Manager so. A man say you to win a bam come back to a man going to be independence.
That be that.
Enti after say a mutual constitution way not already almost the military brutality at traumatizing Ghana for no. Ntina obia efa no okay say at least say you soldier for na ebedi me my example me papa wa kwa fu mu ba wa bre no yin atade agu ni kon ho satem JD abreso militia for that was before the 1990 constitution militia for hu na am say wa shiwi ntina nani ekoko na abufa mako so woni mentonkom chili pepper still no miensa a good plate so no send you one glass so I'm mako no no enti 1992 anopa bi Sunday omo anomo ye referendum ba fie me mame sign yes for constitutional rule we na bisa say ma omo ba ha be there so on the way soldier for ye near to border town Ghana Cote d'Ivoire border town ntina militia for soldier for border guards na from immigration for no ye ne omo na ti ho any CDR for no ye abani militia or normal information now share torture na e koso na ti ma me so omo de sa paper ya basa men sign se me pe military aban ana me pe civilian aban na me say ma me say do fa de he o se me fa civilian aban as a child trauma na papa ko mu no because of military leader na tie sunti no I was happy say ye go yi but it was only for me to grow to know say yes say soldier for no ntimi nya de omo papa no easy sir but still a soldier panyin no the feelings and the be so until at least this constitutional changes na eba no ebeyi ye free JJ Rawlings ni feelings asekakra and we should fight for more to change it because abroad program
DJ unyini say answer anye careful on be repeat the same thing na abado omo sakeka no
of course and that's why me dey say as youth we should be interested in reading the laws that goes into our parliament. I was able to single-handedly stop the Ebola vaccine trial in 2015 because I read the document from beginning to the end, and I read from around the world. Italy for some protect your citizens when they get injured by vaccine. UK 2009, Swan Free by the same I drew out Ghana. a UK company a create a drone. De ko won kwala ntafo mi bi o UK omunya narcolepsy ye compensate omo $63 million. Ghana for nothing was done. So let's take interest in reading the bills that go to Parliament. And Mameka same way, advocacy. A time advocacy I remember here from 2013, basically 2019. They say my brother, but my main way or more money to say by advocacy. Yeah, well, I did a friend of suicide revolution. What type here revolution leaders are? Miwua and yashi, miwua and yashi. A sabra na media ni ho. Nti revolution leader ni wua and a man has something spread it. What you say on my block was but today we are revolutionaries. Now we are kwasia de kasa miwua and yashi ya. Wajimi, adentia. It takes years for one revolutionary soul to be born. Nti ene we are revolutionary spirit. Protect yourself. Use social media, use mediums instead of using yourself. Who are the revolution at Twitter? Because Sabre Crampono, confuse radio chain ever. If you will have the opportunity to use social media and also learn the laws, because you confirm our fatty or
The laws are changed. The rules now are set. They are changed. If you are not playing careful, not change here.
Study the laws.
Call it the law.
Be in the law. Any system be our mind wa opesa o fight tiano. Siamo laws no chen wan kasa. Inti me call radio, any TV so, any medical doctors, any debater. We go on mass to Sankwala. Me comrade win a treme. Say, when you want to advocate against something bad, the people in charge of it learn their laws. You call City TV. Obi or that Ghana malaria program ano. Oh, medical doctor na who crime bobo. You be say, you need any vaccine injury compensation board or Ghana. So what TB impoda. But me science student, me medical doctor, but I knew say at least about 5, 6, 7 countries around the world it will be protected of citizens. And mama yensua de na who said in 2025, 2026, suicide revolution doesn't work. At the end of our fight in Ebeka. Now,
why? Manning Koto Raf. Said you man,
my friend attached.
33. One last one. Constitutional still. Se wujidi se constitution nke constitution e fire ho a enka obi kope military mu kwan na omawu na aye just like that. Wujidi se wo mema a ye nim enye mema mpo ye nipa ye dwen de ekoso wo ye man ni mu na constitution e fire ho a enka BBC besi anampo defense minister be watete amia sesa na buboto mu atwitwa ba internet so ne ade se wo constitution anke nei more than a nei minu mienu adwene wom ne de atwora ntinka ye ni hihye for sa ne manema wo nyina.
Say when the system wants to lead you in the way a lead it first gets you impoverished to the point say you don't care about human life anymore. You care only about yourself, how you will survive. And the system has pushed them to the level where they are only fighting for themselves. And when the people now, I was say, anchor system protect you, they themselves have reached a point where they don't care about human life. Therefore, I'll step on another person to go and get enrollment. What the system not where to live, what to eat, where to sleep, and your bed. That's where people begin to think about human life. We are now at the survival level, and at the survival level, things doesn't make sense to people. Nti na meme bomba say proposal in the new constitutional changes no say mra bebre wo ho a say omo be take here will not depend on 180 people in parliament. It should go around the country. So then power then comes into the hands of the people. Then we can call it democracy. Until then, we are practicing just constitutionalism. Thank you.
Spirit be na deba. And I say, what's a minu me no tenase na ye be ye ne was a man constitution, ye constitution. And I say, the word constitution, there was a magic be, was a free baby, a young crow for bear the constitution, but magana nia or tea and tiase.
The aspirations and the dreams of the people. Do kind of first Republican constitution now that Kwame Nkrumah signed now. Preamble say the constitution resides in the bosom of the Ghanaian people. The 1992 constitution, resides in the bosom of the leaders. So what I say, into your spirit, and from time to time, a do baby not to post a useless yes, son. Abrofukra no pair some mudias and or so your constitution almost like 5 times, if I'm not wrong. Ntiarentina yankasa ye di constitution ba kope ase for 30 years. But they say no niema bi omo ye no eri omo ankasa. Ebi ne say delegate abedane abatros ama omo mo pe political post no. Nti yenkoso na yensua laws no na ya advocate na ye protect your life whilst advocating no we win.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you.
DJ, I mean, India or na maybe free China corner, you better bring the delegate system no home come anti take note of that.
Delegate no there, me don't master papa me support omo. Afi bia won increase omo price no to the extent to the time of politician be antimi ntia. Ye nyina ho beto ye, me da se bye bye.
DJ Chema mo abaso asrawako. Hey DJ. Yo Charlie, DJ akani nyina atin se enne no nra de yesu bibi nyama bebre na Charlie history ahede akotete amehu bi da na 70 bi da na de atin se mehu ni nyina ba mefa free DJ na sem o kan from the very beginning no ama mani ajo pa say yen Ghana ase no ayen hom sem na aso ya sene up to ne intino betraying Kwame Nkrumah no say yen yenye bibi se ne be ya sa betray no enkoya de bia be sa hate ebiem e was a decision take ho anu na ma akai me abana me hwe Kwame Nkrumah ne ba Samia ya ba interview on narrative story no from how o move through ni papa a mo de ne koye first how mo de ne sorry how free Ghana I call akwatene kro we sukra friend say oh refidi okotra I think it's a land no say me refi kro no by time o mo de ne koye no according to Samia say ni papa from that day now on no free honum no move through no from Ghana has in that time no more parliament house or sorry first house or and I'll catch it on but that time no so let the debut cost war first house or no na ye very loudy now mo ko susu say dey na e cost no na mo akire mo kire mo say say o mo free honum animonimu ya nti maame no o kire mo say ne maame ko amfa hwe say na DJ Kano wan fa hwe omo ko amoye nkora nkwapo amfa hwe na amane omu hu ye asaro mu free fast for so ekodu airport no ma say ye de omo ko Egypt no na ya de bia sebi na no odene na me hwe story na me ra hu sei na me ra hu Ghana on ye di Kwame Nkrumah na nubusu afo bone papa as say if you couple the way almost anu ne ebele no enu ne ebele no chale akwanya mo yedi innocent people afa so anipa ni nye boni bia just say adwene onya ne sɛ ɔde your friends say ɔman no beto 2 years na ebe a ye ho bɛtɛn no ɛno no bɔne a your friends say ɔno akɔmenti ntini ye saa de we atia no Charlie, I'm very proud to say this kotoka no me ya ngune ni ba I don't support nonsense me say afaya why me I don't support nonsense me ya ngune ni pa ba no so no kotoka de oye ni de masa yemfa bɔne ntia bɔne ka o odi bɔne a say untua ho ka ɛkyɛ kra bɔne no so ɛso ketewa ne ba na ne nti no ye yi ne die firi na de dia kwam nkomo susu ye sɛ ɔno no na ɔde ma airport no na so ne de beto nti no Charlie me do bi ase na obi ase
I mean, Page, only the same chat to say we've done over 2 hours. It's so for today. Watching I best to say. Only the same chat to say.
Manu the same I chat to and say minua. O my Ghana me ne wodia. Say presidential candidate and also politician be edwin say o mu 100% right. A same way na also what that equal 100% right. So politician no 1% a men so 1 men so me 1. Nti na obi able to Ghana ID Ghana passport no yenye mienu mobi. But the way I ye fa any dibere binti ni etimi de nkrofo bi tutu ne ma bia no oh ye ma obi diplomatic passport na dwuma nti e bia wo kina onka bi nhye mi ehia no amanone so nkodi dwuma bi anase se nti ne de saa ne ma ne de ma o ye ma o monti ase se leadership enye luxury. Leadership no enye luxury. And they are not so special than us entina ema obi ana yechusu omama omo baby omo. They are there in positions to solve problem. Ma baye maimuno because of say a political party me na mebua ma we koye we nti ne se keyboard yemfa we nkosha anase football park yemfa we nkosha won to me fast striker nkoda goalkeeper mu ma ne nyeye ye be hye mu 1 million goals nti na da bia wo man no say no because ye the striker koye goalkeeper near the defender koye striker near the we koye we ye pe baby di obi ahye. That is not leadership. That is not leadership. So the President Mahama Mamuo etoto Akufo-Addo may make me a man 100%. But some the President Mahama Mamuo etoto Ibrahim Traore. Any leaders or Mubu Maya, I will give President Mahama 0%, 0.000. He is still repeating the settings, acting and fanfully now dear for so many years. No. Meanwhile, no, he promised us say Obabe reset Ghana. And resetting Ghana, no, the first thing and most important is a womudi pana dwini Jimmy or more play a say no. That thing no more they have been in diacron. No, any day idea who here pan and so reset here. One function it seems or be reset here. The education system na or my hijacking and my nipa be school, but unko suanim dear copy new maybe send a bell bruni sumawa betting your mason. That is not education. Yes, yes, president say. What mini business say what share boss or barber reset to a minor or my resetting in family. On fan in sanka ni pardon. On fan in sanka education system or no. Emaye. Now feel or my education now ebe bien ni pana dream. Amani panate dear ye wo we are sinimu ye nase. Minia. When you not try say 70, 80 no pass by now we are here to live for the moment. Just embrana ye womuna. Yemje mine nipa wu rough to say toys. I nipa wu kren ka obi akoma. Minua mesre me fellow youth. Yen starting fire one sha manual semnimu. Yen starting fire one sha o mine na yen sansre mampani no otiso no. One ni bonin found woon ko nyashin film. One try and insure na chidifo. JJ Rollins simple and wabe uko. Koto kam kwasi asem obedi yenti on said ne ye tuni ye yini dia free ho. Sene bustu yani biti asio so antiasu ababe ye ni mguasisem ne diaman. Me kai president ni aban say eda obeto no ne mani na busu yanso be ha wo Ghana fo nsem. Ti said ye JJ Rollins ni ho no ma ne ma aye ha no. Ti said ye ne your friend say kotoka ni ho a obetumi aba be defend say still o person ni din ho no because wo we woni tumi yesere no e ma ne wura mfi say wono nso be wu ochena menka so ochena president be wu ma no sisum na so nya sa na meka eye anamon a nipa bia be fa so bi yesere wo mo omo Ghana fo mo bo no omo starting treaty yesɛ ye nipa na nioma a ho hia ye de toto akwan ma nipa abra bɔkɔ nkan no omo fa nwu akwan mu nya de ɛma yen be yesere wo no osagefo be ye bi president Mahama me boldin kan ni papa pa on be di o man we susu ho bi na ade a obetumi di aya wudi be ba be kan wo ye error we amoya no emretintin nyina almost 34 years na mo repeat error san ne yesere this time around oma yensa da yensa Sharaf min tipes ana me chen no me kan oma ne ho bi nyina ye nipa yesere se one starting treaty yese ye nipa na ye mobo
Kofi, akane nyina medase menua yebesa hia why
kakra
akane nyina medase yebesa hia abusua ha na brebe makwan ma de na de na so eno ra meniska crowd in komo almost 2 hours conversation historic fact about Kotoka oko the Nation Sanko TV a ewo the last video we posted on the Nation Sanko TV on YouTube ubetima kwa Kotoka story no how it came by the role he played how his name got to be on our airport and why the need for his name to be taken off. Ubetima kwa hono akoti. And then there me debe some more. And moti no. So one share here with us. This video will be live on the Nation Sanko TV on YouTube. So you can subscribe to us on YouTube, the Nation Sanko TV, and you get the starting or the beginning of this whole conversation. This platform is non-partisan. You can be a member of any party. But once you come here to listen to the conversation here, kindly take away your partisan lens, your tribal lens, put it aside. Okay? Yes, sir, you won't enjoy the conversations over here. My name is Ofra the Nation. I will see you in my next live conversation. Bye bye.